What if protecting your energy doesn't require pulling away from the world? What if true spiritual protection is not avoidance, but alignment? And what if boundaries are not walls, but frequency filters? Many people believe that to protect your energy, you must shrink in order to protect yourself. You have to avoid people, limit visibility, withdraw from connections. But that is not protection. That is fear dressed up as spirituality. Spiritual protection is not isolation. It is sovereignty. It is knowing who you are so clearly that nothing misaligned can penetrate your field. In this episode of the Generational Rhodium, we're going to talk about the kind of power, not defensive power, not guarded power, but grounded power. The kind that allows you to move through business, through leadership, through the world with openness and the strength at the same time. Great awakening, magnificent people. I am Jazmian D with HWPLP. HWPLP stands for Health, Wealth, Prosperity, Love, Peace. We are a movement-driven investment firm dedicated to creating generational wealth through healing, collective economics, real estate, and venture capital. Please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This really helps us make sure that this information gets to the people that need it, including you. This is our last episode of our newsletter series, The Entrepreneur Aura, Energetic Boundaries and Business Growth. Now let's get into this magnificence. Boundaries are not optional in business. They are infrastructure. Without boundaries, energy leaks. Focus scatters, decisions weaken, burnout flows. Healthy boundaries shape who you work with, how much access people have to you, what level of intimacy exists in your business, and how your time is respected and how your value is honored. Boundaries are not rejection. They are self-respect in motion. They protect your clarity. They preserve your capacity. And they sustain your capacity to lead. When boundaries are missing, business becomes draining. When boundaries are clear, business becomes aligned. Now, this is backed by science. Clear boundaries reduce chronic stress. A reduced stress system regulates the nervous system. A regulated nervous system supports better decision-making, emotional resilience, clear communication, and stable leadership presence. When boundaries are weak, the body stays in a fight or flight mode. And this is when your cortisol stays elevated, and energy stays reactive, and leadership becomes strained. But when boundaries are present, the body feels safe. And when the body feels safe, the aura stabilizes, which is so important because a calm nervous system creates a protected energetic field. Protection does not come from tension. It comes from regulation. Now, I want to clarify something that's really critical and essential. Spiritual protection does not mean avoiding people. It does not mean shrinking your circle out of fear. It does not mean cutting off others to feel safe. That is isolation. Spiritual protection is different. Spiritual protection means you move through the world anchored in your power. It means that you do not absorb energy, you transmute it. This is especially important for those who identify as empaths. Empaths does not mean absorption. Empaths are not meant to carry other people's emotions. Empaths are meant to stand firmly in their energy, that the energy that they have can shift around them and shift the energy of others. If someone's presence destabilizes you, that is not proof of your power. It is an invitation to strengthen your grounding. Because when you are strengthened in your grounding, Nothing can penetrate your aura. Nothing can change or shift your energy just by interacting. True protection is internal. It does not depend on who is around you. In business, spiritual protection looks like saying no without guilt, choosing partners who align with your values, and ending misaligned collaborations with grace. Leading without emotional overextension, maintaining compassion without compromise. You can be loving and boundaried. You can be open and protected, and you can be visible and sovereign. Protection rooted in love expands capacity. Protection rooted in fear contracts it. Spiritual protection is a daily practice. It shows up in how you ground before decisions, how you regulate before responding, how you pause before agreeing. You don't brace against the world. You stand with yourself. You lead from presence and not pressure. You move from alignment and not obligation. You can't be moved. If you stand in your true divine power, you cannot be moved. You cannot be shaken. You cannot be thrown off. You have to ground to do this. The most powerful way to ground is to meditate. And many people don't want to meditate because they say, I can't focus. That's the purpose of the meditation, to help you focus. Because when you're focused, you know your power. When you're focused, you can't get thrown off your square. Because you're focused and you know that no one has power over you. I want to give you some tools to help you expand and grow your spiritual protection. The first one is the frequency filter. Before engaging, ask yourself, does this align with my purpose? Does this expand or drain me? Because you want to ensure that you surround yourself as much as possible with things that serve you, things that align with your purpose, things that are getting you closer to being the best you every single day. It is very clear that we don't always have control over everything that happens in our life. But that is why the practice of standing in your power is something to maintain. Because regardless of how you get thrown off, if your practice is strong, you can stand firm in who you are. The next one is the energetic anchoring. Before you go into a meeting, before you go into a conversation, before you go into the world in the beginning of the day, ground yourself, your breath, your body. So whenever you enter a room, you enter centered, you enter grounded, you enter whole, perfect, and complete. Because the more stable you are in who you are, the easier it is for you to stand up and not to worry about who comes into your circles, because you're all powerful. The third one is compassionate boundary language. Now, this is language that is clear, that is kind, that is not over-explaining, but also does not give you a feeling of self-betrayal. Just because you're creating boundaries doesn't mean you have to be heartless. Just because you are creating a circle around you that heals you, that guides you, that grows you, doesn't mean you have to be unkind. Find words that allow you to be your best self and still stand in your integrity, stand in your power, and stand in your spirituality of being a protected being, regardless of where you go. This is especially important for the empaths that I discussed earlier. Empaths, sometimes you just want to shut down. You just want to be like, I can't do this. I can't be in this. It's just too overwhelming being around so many people. I feel all their energy is so overwhelming and so intoxicating. I can't take it. You need to ground yourself, because the power of being an empath allows you to feel things that others can't feel. It doesn't mean you have to be overwhelmed by them. It means you need to be able to feel them so that you can give the right energy to help heal them. This is a gift, not a curse. And until you shift the energy of it and treat it as the gift it is, it will always overwhelm you. You are the power as the empath. Number 4, post-interaction reset. This is when you have, like I said, you can't avoid everything, and you don't want to, because the more you avoid things, the less practice you have in being able to stand in your power consistently and to be unbothered. If you are avoidant, you never have an opportunity to practice. However, when you are triggered, pause afterwards. Don't have to pause. You don't have to do it in that moment, because the more that you practice and reset and realign yourself after something that's too heavy, something that is too strong, something that is too intense for you, after you are able to align and settle yourself a few times, the third, the fourth, the fifth time becomes easier and easier and easier until it doesn't even affect you. You know how to respond. You know how to carry on. You know how to stay in your groundedness, stay in your peace, and not let something else shift you. You make the decision on what you do and how you react. Nobody makes you do anything. You choose. So choose to put in the effort to create the practice so that you are able to fully respond in your power. These are practices that are going to help you protect your energy without closing your heart. Because protecting your energy is not about isolation. It's about growth. It's about standing in who you are. It's about being who you are every single moment, every single day. With kindness, with love, and with strength. You are not fragile. Your energy is not easily stolen. You are protected when you are aligned. And isolation, it shrinks your world. Alignment expands it. Don't shut down, expand, and grow. Now let's close with the HWPLP affirmation. Heal your mind, body, and soul. Create the wealth that is your birthright. Live in a state of full prosperity, love unconditionally, and be in a state of peace. And so it is, and so I am, and so it be. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this Generational Rhodium. I am Jazmian D with HWPLP, and I absolutely, positively look forward to seeing you next time. Until next time, peace, love, and light. Thank you.
Magnificent people, if this message resonated with you, don't just watch, engage, like, comment, subscribe, and join the community where we're building healing and wealth together. Peace and love.